Okay then, folks, welcome back. Let's go to our next story. You know, organized labor has again rejected the 54,000 naira proposed by the federal government as a new minimum wage for workers, federal workers in the country. Labor insists it will result in income reduction for federal workers who are already receiving 77,000 naira every month. Now, the 54,000 naira proposed by the government aligns with that of organized private sector, OPS. We do not necessarily always agree, but hopefully we make each other think. And that's what matters, Kunle. Labor has rejected the figure. So it provokes the question, where do we go from here?
I think the government can do better.
Okay.
I want the kind of minimum wage that will reflect the economic realities of our country. Can that buy a bag of rice? I mean, local rice.
No. Do you want the minimum?
I'm not saying government will pay 600 and whatever.
615,000.
But.
So, but you don't ask for an enhanced monthly wage because we are aiming at buying a bag of rice. No.
Please, you got my message and don't trivialize this.
Am I trivializing?
That's what you're saying.
I'm not.
I'm trying to tell you that the government can do far, far better.
Better than 54,000.
Please, you need to see what is happening in town. Go to the market and see for yourself. You are lucky you are a grandfather now, and most of the issues some of young ones like us still battle with, you are out of that. It's not easy. Feeding alone for a family of husband, wife, and maybe perhaps 2-3 children.
Is a tall order.
Very, very tall. So when this government came in, how much was the price of a bag of rice, a bag of beans, a bag of gari? What was the price of petrol? And so on and so forth. When you now tabulate that, you should be able to have a more reasonable offer. Labor will always, it's in their character to be over
to ask
always
for
ask for more, ask for more. But at least let the government do what the public will see as a reasonable offer. So much that you can take the sale out of the usual gra that Labour can do. No. And Labour is saying this, that, okay, you are putting this on the table. Not even documents, data to back anything. You get what I'm saying? If I tell you I cannot pay more than this, then these are the reasons. This is what comes in, this is what comes out, this is what this is. And you can't, and some of these guys in the Labour too are not new to the system. They know what is going on. I'm not speaking for Labour, but the government, as far as in my opinion, needs to do something better. Look at the organized private sector. Labour is saying that even what is being proposed, in the average minimum wage in the organized private sector is much higher than that. I think 78, I don't what they said, whether that is true or not. So when you put all of this together, for an issue we have wasted so much time, I'm not happy that we have not made progress.
Yeah, Dotun, consider this. There's a school that is contending that Labour should rather have asked for government to do something about the national currency, saving the national currency.
Well,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Save the national currency.
Making sure the exchange rate is...
like we said just a while ago here, you can't do anything about your exchange rate unless you are productive.
Okay.
You can't.
So
the level of income you are able to earn from selling what you have is what will determine the
Save your
strength
national
of your currency.
Yeah.
It is not about using the money that we have to back it up, because we've been on that issue that the sudden, drop in exchange rates at some point, was it as a result of saving it with the money that we have? We've had that conversation. But the most important thing is we must start the process that can help us to recover. For me, also as a small employer of labor,
Okay.
I came to a conclusion about 2 months ago that the minimum you can pay a worker for the person to be able to survive at certain level is 200,000 naira. When you look at all the factors around us, cost of housing, transportation,
Bills,
feeding,
Electricity?
all of those. So while government is putting more burden on the people, government should also expect a reaction from that people to make a demand of them. It is not a one-way traffic in this instance. My thoughts was that the federal government and the states should have tried to sustain the wage award until when we put certain things in place.
Yeah, Dr.
Citizen
Dr.
Yes.
Federal workers are not as many as state workers across the country.
I agree with you.
Many states,
But
many states are still unable to pay
The one that
the
is
agreed
around. And that's
30,000.
where I'm going, sir.
Okay,
that's
go
where
there.
I'm going, sir.
Let's go.
That, you see, a lot of things that we need to put in place.
Yeah.
We're not putting them in place before we started putting more burdens on the people. For instance, is it possible that if our refineries are all working, that we can reduce the cost of petrol? It's a yes.
Okay.
Why are they not working? Why did we not wait as a government to ensure that the CNG buses and the gas stations we are talking about, where you can convert your vehicles into gas, which is even no longer cheap? Go and check in the last 2 weeks how much gas is, which is even no longer cheap. Why did we not wait for those buses to become functional so that the cost of transportation can go down?
Yeah.
Why did we not wait?
Before.
We stopped the wage award.
Okay.
Before we stopped it, because if we look at it, it will not be only the government workers that will be benefiting from it. I've asked myself, and people have asked also, where are the trains in Nigeria taking us to? In other climes, the bulk of workers go on their journeys on train. But somebody has also asked me, and which is a very valid question. Even Lagos, that we hail, how many people can that train serve? In the sense that it's just on a single track. But if you get that train right, and you get the CNG buses that can link you from that train station to your small area, it saves you a lot. We can do cheaper means of transportation. Because if you look at all of the arguments, they are doable. If you look at all of the arguments, I saw one on a platform by labor people. Top on that list is petrol. Top on the list. So it means if we tackle petrol issues around petrol, I don't need to go and start my generator.
Okay.
I don't need to put my car on the road. I came here now from Ogba. I should be able to get a train from Ogba that would maybe stop me around the old show gates for me to walk in here. But I had to drive. I went to Badagry last week. Yes, the roads are better, but I would have preferred to go on the train journey to Badagry. It would have saved me about 30, 40 liters of fuel I had to put in the car. I wouldn't have paid more than maybe the cost of 5 liters of fuel to go by train and come back. So these are the things we should begin to pay attention to before we start putting pressure on the people. If this wage award is still going, if it's possible to reinstate it, we should. So that when the CNG buses, when the trains become fully functional, we can begin to talk to people. I've mentioned it here before. A train ride from Lagos to Ibadan is about 4,000 naira. That doesn't make sense. Because I can actually go to Ojota bus station and take a public bus that is not safe for me for less. So it has not served me. The government has only served people it wants to serve. It doesn't drop me exactly where I want to go. The road from the Abeokuta station into town is bad. The one from in Ibadan into town is not good as such. It's just been done a bit. So we need to get priorities right.
Yeah, Dr. But as I said, both labor and government need to meet somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
It is possible.
It is very possible. And that's why I said, number one, let government go back to this wage award until when certain things give.
Yeah.
Because you can't say to somebody who is on a salary of about 77,000 now because of the wage award that the person should come and take 48,000 from you.
Or 54.
Or 54. It doesn't add up. Because we know that 54 will finish before you transport yourself to and from the office.
The other day, the same government was talking about, doing something massive about the remuneration of judges. And they frame it that all of us benefit if they do that. That when judges are poorly remunerated, all of us lose. Yeah. Maybe something similar should go to the civil servants. And corruption will increase, stealing and all sorts of things among them, because when you pay me a wage that cannot, take me to the bus stop, you are asking them. Already we complain a lot about corruption among civil service and all that. Now, with this offer, you talk about meeting in the middle for somebody who is asking for over 600 and the other party offering 54. Is there any middle in that?
The middle is far. But in terms of corruption, I think people are corrupt not because they receive little wages, but because they want to. If you work in a place and you feel the salary is not good
did you get
enough,
that?
Yes, you walk away. But you walk away. It's a way of life. Even when things appear to be good, we've always known that the civil service.
There are people who will stay. That's a fact. But we are saying where is the middle ground that you are talking about? There's still a lot. Then this idea that we must, conquer. The way we federalize Nigeria, everything. The man who works in Lagos as a federal civil servant or whatever, is not paying the same rent as the man in Sokoto. It's not buying the same bag of rice as
the situations are different.
We are the only country where this is done. And we are not the only country in the world. If we want to go by the global best practices, we need to decentralize ourselves. The way we run Nigeria, it can't work the way we are going. It cannot work. And go to the US. You will see that at the federal level, the minimum wage is always small. Then you see a place like Washington, like this, like that, having times 3, times 4, some as far as times 6 of the federal, and they don't do federal minimum wage. But they don't do their own minimum wage per month as we do. It's per hour. So go and see. If you see what the federal government of America, puts forward as minimum wage, you will feel embarrassed when you now look at some of the states. You now ask that somebody is like a baby, the other one is like a grandfather.
No.
So many states.
Yusuf, you are converting.
No. Even in 2 states that are side by side, New York and
New Jersey,
you find that there is disparity. That's why you see people who work in New York and they earn good pay. They go and stay in Jersey.
So we need that way. We don't need to put the state governments under any pressure. No.
All right.
It will do its own negotiation based on, and without waiting for the federal government. Now all the state governments are waiting. Let's see what the government.
I even like the idea that was brought last week. Let us pay you according to what you do. It's not just because we have put you in this office You are an accountant. Then we must pay you as somebody who has ICANN certificate.
Then
what are you doing?
Have we discussed the right size of the
civil service so that we can pay them well?
No. Have you gone to our public offices? You see people littering the whole space. Many of them
you are reminding me of the Oronsai report.
You see a lot of waste.
You don't want to go.
A lot of waste in the public service.
Okay. I think we are done on this subject matter. But my trouble is when a meeting is in progress over these things we are discussing, Dotun Kunle, and then Labour pulls out. It is not helping itself.
It's a strategy.
And
you are not a
I'm not an aluta man.
No, you are not a negotiation expert. So many of them are so trained in the whole thing. When you see the government, sticking to, what government is offering. The first one was
if the negotiator stone walls and the big boy in the negotiation stone walls.
Go ask us who knows how to work very well.
Okay.